Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cock Council. How are we all? Hopefully all of you are having a fantastic day wherever we are around the world. Hopefully all of you are good. Hopefully all of you are well. And yeah, welcome back to a match reaction. Of course, I forgot then what show we were doing. But yeah, it is match reaction. Of course, Liverpool did beat Burnley earlier on today by 1-0. To put Liverpool well clear at the top of the Premier League table. Obviously, thanks to Mohamed Salah's penalty, which, let's not lie about it, was very fortunate, wasn't it? That Liverpool got the lucky penalty, but still, look, at the end of the day, Liverpool got to finish it and capitalize on it. And look, we did that without a shadow of a doubt. Obviously, Mohamed Salah scoring only his second goal of the season so far in the Premier League. But of course, there is probably question marks. There's probably no question marks around the whole the lack of creativity, even though Liverpool obviously did try to obviously create throughout the 90 minutes, but again, Liverpool struggled. Let's not lie about it. Liverpool did struggle a little bit to break down Burnley, which is probably a bit of concern long-term wise, in terms of, again, teams playing low block against us, obviously midweek against Atletico Madrid as well. That's going to be a very annoying game for sure. When we know of course, Diego Simeone's style and his whole defensive philosophy, if you want to call it that. But yeah, of course, it's a bit frustrating. But again, Liverpool got the job done, and that's the main thing as well. Because I've seen people already tonight say that, oh, look, Liverpool can't sustain this way of playing. Obviously, Liverpool scoring late winners so far this season. But look, that's what champions do. This is what teams in the past used to do. Manchester City did for years. Manchester United did in the past as well. They went on to score and obviously create stuff late on games, and then of course that's what champions do. That's what champions do from well beyond from not only just 92 when, according to some people, football started. It's been a tradition for years that this is what champions do. They find a way to win late on, and look, Liverpool. Look, no, I don't think anyone's saying that Liverpool didn't deserve to win the game, because look, Liverpool did. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, Liverpool completely didn't deserve to win. Of course, Liverpool did, but Burnley did well. Burnley did very, very well. Obviously, play their compact formation, which of course will frustrate a lot of teams. But again, obviously, you already look so far this season, they've got really good points already so far. They've got the points against Sunderland, for example, as well. So there's been games that they've already capitalised on. And to be fair, that's fair play to Scott Parker. But on the Liverpool side of things, there's obviously the main conversation about, again, attacking players need to add a bit more to their game. Obviously, I think the entire front four today were pretty meh in terms of the quality that they showed. I think Mohamed Salah as well, again today, having a difficult game. I've seen plenty of people talk about Florian Wirtz and his capabilities. I think, look, there was a few moments in this game in particular that I thought you could have done a bit better on, but still, I think there's one or two things that, if other players had done that, again, Florian Wirtz would have capitalised upon. And I think Hugo Ekitike as well is also part of that, where I think, again, he didn't have a terrible game. I'm not saying he was an absolute write-off, but again, there was a few decision-making parts of his game, certainly towards the first half and a bit of the second half, where, normally a player does that, you think, what the hell to it, really. But look, in my opinion, I think it's all that sense of, again, the team is trying to learn off each other again, because, again, people do forget that Ekitike, Wirtz, Kirkez, again, it's a new team. The team's trying to gel. Of course, Kirkez is an idiot, by the way, for getting a yellow card for diving, which I think Arne Slot rightfully put so in his press conference after the game as well. But look, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway down in the comments. Well, let me know man of the match thoughts as well. But Cal, what the hell are you on about? Connor's now a gypsy. Why am I a gypsy? What the hell, man? But because of my hair, I changed my hair a little bit. Burnley relegated to National League as well. Look, they did what they did. Look, don't like it, and I think many people are right about it. Look, I think people, again, do I like the way Burnley play? No. But against Liverpool, that's the type of style they're going to do, isn't it? It's not like Burnley are just going to invite Liverpool and go, yeah, do whatever you want. You can beat us 4-5-0. In that regard, again, it's a way of getting results. And look, if it wasn't for the penalty, they probably could walk away with a point today. But need to play better against Madrid. Can't see us beating them playing like that. Burnley didn't do anything to try and win the game, just trying to stop us as well. Yeah, and that's the 100% their way of playing, Mark. And look, the only thing they were looking for today was a draw. Let's be honest, I think defensively, Liverpool looked really good again. 2 games on the bounce now, 2 clean sheets. And again, it's all about consistency. Again, Gravenberch, Van Dijk as well. I thought Van Dijk was really good in covering Konate when Konate decided not to defend again. But look, I think there's obviously conversations around this week, especially because I would be surprised if Liverpool didn't rotate a little bit this week, especially because Atletico Madrid on Wednesday, the Merseyside derby then at 12:30 on the Saturday. So Liverpool are going to be, around, difficult games where you pretty much got back-to-back tough games, and obviously managers who, or at least opponents that, again, are going to try and do similar to what Burnley did today, especially, Simeone, because we know how the way he loves to play as well. And especially because Slot has never lost to him either, which hopefully, touch wood, stays the same. Ekitike still looks raw, to be honest. Yeah, and look, I think if Liverpool don't win the game today, obviously there are a lot of question marks around Arne Slot not bringing Isak with us, because, look, don't get us wrong, the squad is good enough to win and beat Burnley. It is. But if we then don't win the game, everyone's then talking about Isak. Why is Isak not come? This, that, and the other thing. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter now because Liverpool have won. But in an overall perspective, if we didn't end up winning this game, a lot of people would be frustrated that we didn't bring Isak either to it. Because, look, Isak in certain situations would have scored today for sure. But yeah, no, Ekitike did look a bit inexperienced. But look, at the end of the day, it's his first game. It's his first Met game. I'm not going to write him off or write any players off because, Jesus Christ, it's 4 games into the season. I know it will take a while to settle, losing squad players. Isak should be fit. He has been with Sweden, so can't be too bad. I know he didn't with Newcastle. Well, Arne Slot confirmed it, didn't he, that he is fit enough, or at least by Arne Slot's words, he's fit enough to play 45 minutes either Wednesday or Saturday. So, like, I'm sorry, if he's fit enough for 45 minutes, he should have been fit enough to come off the bench for 15 minutes now. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. But the haircut as well. Can you like it, Cal? No, many people don't, to be fair. Not sure on the mint green kit. Should be darker. Well, I love the kit, Mark. I think it looks absolutely superb. But Cal says Slot's football is too slow for them type of games. Need quicken up. I don't think that's down to Slot. I think it's down to the players. Again, you traditionally look at Liverpool's games after international breaks. It's not really good in terms of wins, at least. So I think when we look at it like that, again, sound great. But normally Liverpool would have a City or Chelsea or an Arsenal after an international break. That's how it normally goes anyway. But like that's just a conversation for another day, at least anyway. But I hate how people say we are lucky. Any other club, they wouldn't be saying it. If the opponents didn't give us a pen, we wouldn't have won. Yeah, true. But look, at the end of the day, Liverpool, on an overall, you take a look at the overall perspective of the game, which I think we'll take a look at FootMob. But if you take a look at it again, look at the attacking momentum in that game. Don't get me wrong. If you're watching the game from minute 1 to minute 90, Liverpool just purely based on performance didn't deserve to win because we didn't do enough to win. Again, decision making, like I mentioned earlier, that was the key one for me, that we didn't execute properly. And I think when we look at it, just look at the attacking momentum. The entire game, Liverpool, again, just little specks of Burnley in the game. And again, you can see that in the stats. 81% possession for Liverpool, 19 for Burnley. Expected goals 0.13 compared to Liverpool's 2.45. 27 shots to 3. But again, even looking into the deeper stats, they didn't even have a touch inside our box. And that's the thing where I think, for me personally, looking at it, I'm more happy about the defensive performance than anything, because we've said it, how, for God's sake, you lot, I'm doing a show, go away. For God's sake, you lot. But in my opinion, I do think the defensive side of things are 10 times better and a lot more happier to be about as well, because we've seen Liverpool games throughout the years, again, under Jurgen Klopp, even last season, towards the second half, Liverpool would concede off 1 or 2 chances. And I think the overall perspective of Liverpool having now a defensive structure in place, which we did at the front part of last season, I personally think is brilliant. And again, 2 clean sheets in a row is really, really great as well, which, look, at the end of the day, I hope now it is the start of us now having a good run of form in terms of defensively as well, because I think, even though I've said it to you guys, I think Konate so far this season has been poor. I think Van Dijk has been immense again. And it's probably a toss-up between him and Gravenberch for man of the match for me. I know obviously people give it to Mo Salah because he scored the winning penalty. But in my honest perspective, I think Virgil van Dijk's been immense this season. I think he's probably been our player of the season so far, alongside probably Dominic Szoboszlai. I don't really think there's been anyone else, chat. You guys, for God's sake, you lot. But yeah, for me, I think Van Dijk's been our player of the season so far. But yeah, thanks, Ben. For God's sake, go on FCT. No, go away, Luke. Jesus Christ. Again, I don't have the proper stuff for my hair, so again, it's going back. It's growing out anyway. But yeah, multitask, mate. For God's sake, FCT on one monitor and stream on the other. My TV is literally behind here, you muppet. Yeah, God's sake, you lot. Keep doing the show, for God's sake. George, I'm killing you first on FCT. But little Connor can't. I can't, to be fair. I'm terrible at doing it, for sure. But can't even single task, Mark. Yeah, true. That is very, very true. Virgin Grav, yeah, I think Virgin Grav. No, Luke, I've been there, done that, man. No, I'm not growing it out that long. I'm just growing out for the sake of it, really. But yeah, I've been there, done that. I've like again. Did I stream when I had? No, I wasn't streaming when I had long hair. But yeah, no, I did have long hair at one point. I think got rid of it. So, but yeah, no, not mullet man. Absolutely not, George. As well. But what's the XG of Connor's hairline? Look, right, you've got rodents in your flat. I don't want to hear anything about you right now, little rat. I'm joking anyway. But Ben does have rats. Ben will love me sharing that on stream. But what else do we have as well? I'm just trying to check. I want to quickly check league table wise on where that does put Liverpool compared to the rest of the teams. So obviously Manchester City just beat Manchester United as well. But if you guys can you see that on screen? There we go. There we go. So yeah, as you guys can see there, Obviously, Atletico up next for Liverpool. But league table-wise, 3 points clear of Arsenal, which obviously we beat Arsenal to stop there again. But when you look at it, look at where Manchester United are. Back at 14th, which they should stay there for a very long time. Anyway, but you actually look at Liverpool's next Premier League games as well. Very tough run for us. I'm not going to lie. Again, Everton at home, Palace away, Chelsea away, United at home, and then Brentford away. But meanwhile, we've also got Champions League games in that time as well. So, look, it's going to be a difficult couple of weeks for Liverpool, obviously, with cup games and, like I mentioned, Champions League games as well. Like, as you guys can see, but there, Palace away, then Galatasaray away, which will be a very tough task anyway. And again, it's quite funny down the bottom as well. You can see Slot 100% win streak this season as well. Yeah, we do have 3 games at Anfield, but then we do have the away games as of right now anyway. But look, at the end of the day, we'll have to wait and see. Luke, if that's you putting me in the chat, I'm going to kill you. By the way, if you're still watching, which you probably are. But rodents as well, yeah. A rat in the flat. Need to start talking things. Taking things serious. Sorry, we nearly lost them points. We nearly really stepped up, and yeah. But again, we will do that. I think, like I said, normally in international breaks we don't. Or after international breaks, we don't really win games. I think I saw a stat somewhere where it was like Liverpool have only won, I think, like one in the last 7 years after international breaks. Which, if that is true, then great. Like, we've actually been able to break that curse. But at the end of the day, even though it is just a 1-0 win, again, I don't care if Liverpool have another 1-0 wins for the remainder of the season, really. So, with that being said, I'd much prefer us to win 1-0 every single week and get the 3 points than just, at some stage, just, take forever to... we end up winning or we end up drawing 3-3, for example, in games. 100% would prefer that anyway. But some cracking games, yeah, absolutely. Because as Verts, Ekatike, Salah, Gakpo are just getting used to each other. Yeah, and that's the thing. Because even with Verts, Ricky's going to be watching this now, and I'm probably fuming at me. But look, I think Florian Wirtz needs time. Because again, it's a new league, and people go, "Oh, well, the £100 million that yes, he's in the chat there." £100 million, people will go, "Oh, well, you should be doing this and you should be doing that." Look, like I've said to you, Rick, if Mo Salah could touch a ball properly, he would have got at least 2 assists against Arsenal. He is doing the right things, and he's doing the things that Arne Slot wants him to. I think personally, once Isak is in front of him, I think he'll get a load more goals and assists. I do, personally. But I also think maybe he might be suited more to Champions League football than Premier League football. That might be a bit mad me saying that as well. But I think he will be 100% better, obviously, now getting to the flow of it. Arne Slot spoke about that in depth. In Verts we trust. The amount of shit I've heard you talk for the last 2 hours since the game about him, and this is what you put in the chat. You fickle human being. But no, I love you really. But yeah, look, I like football. I don't like Burnley as well. But 005, go away, Luke. Just go away. Kick off. McAllister went off with a knock. Hopefully nothing serious. Yeah, no, he's fine. Arne Slot confirmed it was just precaution and also tactical reasons why he went off. The team will improve for sure the more they play together. Yeah, absolutely. Better this Baltic on. I don't have to. Rick and Waston all about Captain Haaland this weekend. You fraud. Absolute fraud. To be fair, I'm having a nightmare in FPL this year. Everything I've done is wrong, and yeah, I'm most likely going to finish last this year. But yeah, it just does my head in. When, like, again, I wanted to put Semenyo in this week, was going to change my mind, and then Semenyo has a 20-point week or a 10-point week, whatever it was. Yeah, absolute brilliant. I had to vote nonsense. No, Luke, what's the funny one that you liked from yesterday? That's Ricky. Anyway, but look, at the end of the day, Liverpool got 3 points, and I'm more than happy. Anyway, Connor decided to stick with 005 and 40 chance Salah as well. Yeah, no, I did. I absolutely did. Look, Mohamed Salah's the Egyptian king. I'll stick with Mohamed Salah for now. No, Erling Haaland's coming back into my team next season. Honestly, I'd buy Semenyo and Elise. Yeah, like well, that's probably a conversation for obviously for next summer. But do you know what? And I'm probably going to get slaughtered for this as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool went after, is it Minte as well? I think, is it successful take-ons? Like, he's one of the best in Europe for her at Burnley. Not Burnley, sorry, at Brighton. So, of course, Arne Slot's already worked with him. So, I think that's obviously another target that Liverpool could go for. Absolutely. But I think, as of things right now, if you say to me right now, who would I buy out of anyone in world football to be on the right-hand side to potentially replace Mo Salah, it would be Elise, 100%. Because I think Elise, just watching him for France and obviously for Bayern Munich, yeah, he is special. And obviously Bayern Munich, by the looks of it, have to sell somebody pretty big, whether or not that's Harry Kane or anyone else, for example. But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, Marcus, I haven't seen Leone play yet. Yeah, no, he's apparently he's definitely gonna start against Southampton, which has been the rumored thing going around the club at the minute. Which, you know, hopefully we might get to see him before that as well. But for God's sake, Luke. Cornell timeout. I'll time out this fraud data as well. Yeah, go and do it, Kel. I'll talk to Connor after the show with NPS to make sure. Yeah, for God's sake. It's good to go away, Luke. The only debut for Southampton, yeah, I think that'll most likely happen than anything else, for sure. Anyway, but look, we'll be live again tomorrow. We'll probably do a bit more. Obviously, if there's anything that does come out, we'll probably do it tomorrow. Tuesday will be match preview. Of course, it'll be way earlier because, of course, it is Champions League night, isn't it? As well. So, of course, we'll be around for that with Atletico Madrid. So hopefully I'll see you guys for the match preview show on Tuesday. We'll also do a show tomorrow night as well. Probably a bit more about this game, or just in general, if there is any bit of news, we'll be talking about it anyway. But hopefully you guys have a good rest of your night, and you're gonna have a good rest of your weekend. And yeah, remember, Liverpool top of the league, and just it could be worse, couldn't it? It could be Manchester United worse anyway. But they got absolutely battered, didn't they? And look, it's quite funny how Ruben Amorim tried to fool Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes into getting him to become Liverpool manager, but they always wanted Arne Slot, and so far he's on track to retain the Premier League title anyway. But look, hopefully you have a good rest of your weekends anyway, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. But I've been Connor from the Cog Council. I'll see you guys a bit later on. Ta-ra.